Good evening and welcome to one of my vision chats. This evening, I want to share with you an epiphany that I had during the day, and it was about the lack mindset or scarcity mindset, where you just fear that there's never enough or you're going to be deprived of something. So today, somebody made me an offer that I was very uncomfortable with because I just I felt a bit exploited, and I also felt that it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And I struggled to say no. I really struggled because there was just this internal battle. I remembered how 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have done anything to get such an offer. 5 or 10 years ago, this is the level that I wanted to be at. And I really struggled with, this sense of gratitude. I was asking myself, do you even appreciate this offer? Do you even appreciate where you are now, that such offers are now normal? What are you doing? Have you forgotten what it was like when you did not have offers like this, and when you would have done anything to be given this particular opportunity? And after the struggle, I still managed to honor what was within me and say, I just don't think this is right. But then it made me realize that I've been overlooking a very critical element of progress. Each level in life has its lessons, it has its victories, it has its failures, it has its opportunities. It's characterized by its own set of events. And when you level up, when you move to a new level, it's a different environment. And of course, the work that you have put in has brought you to this point. But here's the thing, a lot of the things that you did not have before become more abundant with each level. So you get more. So in the past, what you couldn't have, you now have so much more access to. And even within that access, even within that abundance, you're going to have to make decisions. You're going to have to, you know, prioritize. You're going to have to make sure that the decisions that you make are aligned with the next level and your vision for yourself. That means even when you have more, even when you have things that you only ever dreamed of in the past, you still have to be discerning. You still have to be strategic. You cannot absorb and consume everything. It's just not possible. And in becoming more discerning, you will have to put up certain boundaries, and say, okay, fine, in the past, this is what I would have done, but this is who I am today, and this is what I'm going to do now. And having that scarcity mindset is very dangerous because, I mean, if you look at even the personal relationships that we have, sometimes we retain love relationships or friendships or even partnerships, just even business partnerships that no longer serve us because we're coming from that mindset of, oh my goodness, what am I going to do if I don't have this relationship? And I always wanted this type of relationship, and what's going to happen if I let it go? Then I will lack. And we forget that all the growth and all the work that we've put in have taken us to a level of abundance. And within that abundance, you still have to choose what is right for you. Sometimes we judge people so harshly and so unfairly for their growth. And because we have a tendency to do that to other people, we do it to ourselves as well. So you take a person who, through their hard work and growth, has leveled up. in whatever area of their lives, their business, their careers. And the former things have passed away, as the Bible says, you know? So now they are different. They associate with people differently, they dress differently, they do not accept toxic relationships, they don't accept being treated in a certain way, they have increased their fees, they are insisting on getting paid more, they know their value. And then we say, well, this person is acting brand new, you know, this person is acting like they don't remember where they're from, you know. Now our offers are not good enough for them, now our ideas and our advice is not good enough for them, whatever it is. And we need to stop shaming other people for growing, and we need to stop shaming ourselves for growing by guilt tripping ourselves using the scarcity mindset, you know, that there's not enough. I need to take everything, I need to hold on to everything, and every single opportunity that comes my way, I have to grab it. And if I don't grab it, somebody else is going to grab it. And lack, there's never enough. So I have to accept everything. I have to take everything. I have to hold on to every relationship. I have to hold on to every tired strategy, you know, and you don't leave enough space for your own growth, and you don't honor the level, because as you level up, the things that you used to chase become normal to you. They do. There's an abundance of those things. And now you have to start thinking very strategically about which of these things is actually for you, which of these people, which of these options, which of these opportunities, which of these offers is actually for you. So you become more discerning, you become more selective. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you cannot carry everything. Otherwise, you end up being weighed down by baggage, things that you don't need. And it all comes from the fear of missing out, the fear of losing, the fear of lack. The fact that you no longer accept or desire the treatment, the relationships, the activities, the pay, whatever it is that you did when you were at your previous level, does not make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you think that you're better than everybody else. It doesn't make you ungrateful. It just means that you mastered the former level and you want more for yourself, and you are aligning your current life and activities to get more. When you are operating from a space of value, you start resonating with people and situations and opportunities that match your value, and you can more freely release what doesn't serve you anymore without worrying that you are going to lack. You know, letting go of some of the things that you used to do and tolerate is very important, because when you fear lack or scarcity, it can interfere with your progress, because you are constantly moving between levels, right? You've come up here, but you're so attached to the things on the level that you're coming up from. So it becomes harder for you to just focus on moving to your next levels, because you're always afraid of losing out on some of the things that brought you to where you are today. It's not everything that you let go of, but you will know within yourself when you are holding on to things, behaviors, practices, whatever, people, relationships, partnerships that no longer serve the journey of your ascent up the staircase to your vision. You're not ungrateful for making decisions and choices that suit who you are now. You're not ungrateful for aligning your choices to where you're going and who you want to become. So if in the past you would accept certain deals, certain relationships, whatever it is, because that was the level that you were at, there's nothing wrong with reframing the picture of who you want to be and aligning that to the choices that you make. And to get to the next level, you know that a certain version of yourself has to show up. There's certain relationships that may have to go. There's certain relationships that you have to build. There's certain activities that you no longer want to engage in. There's nothing wrong with you being honest with yourself and saying that, look, I used to be very hands-on in my business. I used to do everything by myself. I used to be part of every single business function, but I'm heading towards a more strategic position, and I would really rather focus my energy and my efforts on strategy. And so there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm going to get people to help me because I can't keep doing what I was doing at my past levels if I'm going to get to my higher levels. So just take a moment to think about whether the scarcity mindset is jeopardizing your ability to move forward. I'm very glad that I didn't engage in the offer that was presented to me. And the reason isn't that I don't appreciate what was offered. It's just that I realized that it was going to take away time and concentration from the other things that I'm working on. I did feel a bit exploited because the way that the offer was structured was in such a way that I would have jumped at years ago, because at that point I didn't have the exposure and the opportunities. But where I am now, I'm saying that for me to dedicate my time and resources to such an offer, the reward has to be greater. The reward is no longer just exposure or an opportunity to do something. Right now, I've paid my dues to this point, just to this point. Whatever I engage in at this point has to be strategically aligned to where I'm going. It has to be leading me along the path that's going to get me to a higher level. But let me just say that as you move from one level to the next, there's going to be a lot of work that you have to put in, a lot of efforts. There are going to be times that you expend more energy than you think you have. But the point is that you become more strategic. You know that even if you are giving more at the time, it's for a good reason. So let's not operate from a position of scarcity where we're afraid to, let go of toxic situations, relationships, business partnerships, careers that are standing in our way because we're scared of what will happen if we don't have those things. And we forget all of the progress that we've made up to this point. Whatever you are holding on to and nurturing should be aligned to your greater vision. I think that's the main takeaway. That's all that I wanted to share with you this evening. Have a great week ahead, and remember, purpose transforms everything.